Love 1.
Shaking off the early evening dew here. Just a short rally as Shin Yubin spins for the win.
One all.
So even Shin Yubin hasn't had the best success in her career against Team China players so far, with a win rate of 19% against them. She's really growing in confidence against Chinese players. We saw that against Kuai Man at the China Smash and Sun Ying-Xiao at the World Championships. Should be fancying her chances here.
Yeah, these are two players who are incredibly quick in the rally. I feel like in terms of transition, stability, wide stance, Shin Yubin is good on both wings. Chun Yi, not much to complain about. She just seems to have an answer for almost everything.
Yeah, two very adaptable young players.
You've talked about it briefly. I think the first time someone said, hey, check out this Chun Yi, watch the way she plays. It's almost like she plays as if she was 5'3", but 6 feet. 182 centimeters, and she's just so fluid and recoverable, adaptable, all that.
For a tall player, I'm always impressed at how quickly she can pounce on a half-long ball inside the table. Very difficult to do that as someone who's a little bit taller. A really interesting match against Polkanova. Both recovered very quickly. I was amazed.
And a long serve here into the backhand, not afraid to take her chances, Chun Yi. She's brilliant. And I think that brilliance leads to bravery. And I know that she finds bravery incredibly beautiful. That's her sort of scale for beauty, is bravery.
I like that.
Me too. What an athlete, huh? Good underspin here on the pendulum serve. A bit of deception. The axis of rotation, tough to read at times.
Nice serve there from Shin Yubin, a little bit wider. Made the serve feel flickable, but Shin not quite there. Didn't know whether to brush under or come around the side.
3-5.
Good start here. Again, both of these players, it's their first time ever meeting. Shovel serve. That said, Shin Yubin by world ranking, 14 to the 8 in the world. Nope. Wow. I think that was the second bounce on the table, the way it came off.
Yep.
Neither player looks to know.
Huh. Well, that didn't, okay, I think the call is correct. Yeah. Wow, that's really interesting. I think it was that it wasn't in control. It seemed like it actually hit it before it bounced, but it wasn't in control of the hand when it was hit. Wow, that was a fascinating one. But fair play on both sides. We saw one yesterday where the racket was thrown and it hit the ball into play, and that was super clear. This one, the replay, and there are a few different metrics for what could end a point. A lot of ways to end a point.
Yeah. I love the gray area of table tennis.
That's where it gets interesting. These are the fun road trip conversations. What if a bird flew through, ate the ball? We'd rescue the bird. Continuing with the momentum here, Shin Yubin. Against Polkanova, I feel like Chun Yi at times was looking uncomfortable, which is credit to Sofia. Here it's the same, but Chun Yi managed in that fifth to just really buckle down and figure it out.
Got an incredible record when it does go the distance, Chun Yi, over 80% in deciders.
That's crazy. As was her ability to cover the middle here. She was setting up for a turn, a forehand, and she went right back into the backhand, but in the end it was Shin Yubin letting it roll off that shoulder. Now this serve was long, but it was noticeable quite quickly, and it wasn't fast enough to cause trouble for Shin Yubin. Good turn there to take advantage.
Won a couple of points playing the slower, spinnier forehand, Shin Yubin. Great quality on the ball. Wonderful dwell. Not a bird.
Not a plane. It's Super Shin. Now she's got fans all over, as you see. Swarmed even on the court. Extra spin on this. Slow and loaded. Nice serve, tight enough, long enough to invite the attack, tight enough to make it really uncomfortable. It's 5 game points for Shin Yubin. Survived, game point saved as Chun Yi stays stable. Doesn't look to be panicked at all.
Yeah, seems pretty calm there. Nice control from Chun Yi. Blocking a bit more into that second one, into the crossover of Shin.
The counter wide and out of reach. Wingspan cannot touch.
She, of course, beat Kwai Man at the China Smash and also Zhong Geman at the Star Contender in London.
1 love.
That is some impressive play. Kwai Man especially. Don't get me wrong, Zhong Geman is on her way, but Kwai Man's already very, very strong.
Of course, Kim Na-young as well with a great win over Kwai Man at this event.
Right on top of the bounce, Shin Yubin using that backhand. Her transition is quick. Both of these players are taller than average. Shin Yubin just seems unrattled. She seems so ready. Adaptable on the in and out game as well.
She's so strong in the rally. Good at abbreviating the strokes. Really, really stable.
A ripping shot here, a bit of extra heat on this one from Chun Yi.
I think she will have been working on this one in training, Chun Yi, because against Lily Zhang and Polkanova, she made quite a few errors with that backhand on the third ball against the slower and higher trajectory one. Beautiful.
3-1.
Good angle on the counter here as it comes in, recognizing the opportunity to send it wide. Turn from the middle, and that costs her on the forehand side. This is what hitting the middle is all about. See which way they choose and where it opens up for the following attack. But this one, a good drive deep to the backhand. Chun Yi getting a lot of power behind it, full stroke with the timing. Nice combination, slow and spinny, and then a really strong heavy spin drive right to the baseline to follow.
Different approach from Chun Yi with a heavy push, but nice adaptation from Shin Yubin. Coming up the back of the ball, centering herself, and then driving more with the second one. Good construction.
Love this view for a rally like that. It gives you a sense of how little time there is between shots.
Yeah, it feels like you can really put yourself in their shoes when you see it from that angle. Of course, not do what they do, but...
Right, wear their shoes, at least.
At least wear their shoes, yeah. Ooh.
Around the net backhand from Shin Yubin, an inside-out forehand, and the invitation was warmly accepted. +1 RSVP to this party. Shin Yubin rips that, no net jump needed. Check it out from this angle. Blasted, gone. When's the last time you saw her playing around the net shot?
You took the words out of my mouth. I can't ever recall seeing her playing around the net. Never mind with the backhand. Beautiful play as well from Chun Yi. It took 2 to tango. The inside-out forehand.
Ooh, net for edge.
5-4.
Are you sure? Says Shin Yubin. Take a look again.
Sounded like it to me.
A lot of respect between these two players.
Yeah, I think generally at this level, the athletes do the right thing. Pretty cool when Dima turned the clock back, gave the score to Truls and said, I'm down 3-6, not 4-5. Now, you brought up an interesting point. In the last round, Chun Yi against Sofia Polkanova, and even the round of 32 against Lily Zhang had some trouble with the change of pace. Now, tactically, for a long time, most players don't try to overpower or outspeed Team China's women. It's the change of pace like Hina Hayata played, the slow and spinny, the rhythm break. That seems to be the only chance for most.
Yes, that's right.
5-6.
That said, toe-to-toe in the fast rallies, Shin Yubin's been wonderful, and similarly, with the constant change of rhythm and pace, she has made it uncomfortable to get the score to where it is right now.
I feel like a natural game is that constant pace, quick rallies. She's been really, really working on her long push and forehand counter tactic against heavy spin, Shin Yubin, because she's realized, yeah, okay, flicking and trying to get on top of my opponent's a good thing, but you can't do it all the time. There's that one again, Adam.
I couldn't believe she committed to the forehand, Chun Yi. That was a long way to go. She was channeling her inner Yu Sung Min. Still a 2-point lead out of the second towel break here. Remember, this is their first ever time playing against each other.
8-5.
Now this time, the one before I heard clearly,
No edge.
this one,
I don't think so.
the first time, she was like, but this time, no, no? Did it touch Ma?
5-9.
I want to throw some credit to athletes in general. I've been watching table tennis a long time and playing for a long time, and when you really are in the thick of things and there's a lot of stress, sometimes you think you hear something, you think you see something.
6-9.
So 4-point lead down to 3. Chun Yi starting her comeback here. Shin Yubin in a good position right now. There's still something really charming about the interaction, the way it was handled. Classy as always.
9-7.
Were you thinking about that bead of sweat, if it would stop at the eyebrow?
Must admit, I wasn't.
Oh, me neither. What are the odds that we both weren't thinking about that? All right, 2 points in front after 2 serves converted by Chun Yi here. Tightening up that score line. And it's 3 game points for Shin Yubin. No contact of table there. Second serve to do it. Her shovel's been quite effective. It's dug her out of plenty of trouble. Shallow and spinny in the middle of the rally. Shin Yubin is able to break. Most importantly, the tastiest table tennis there is. Game 3, Chun Yi. With a quick serve and point.
Yes, if Shin wins this, she will guarantee qualification for the finals, and it's the same also for Dang Cho a little bit later on, but he, of course, has to beat Chos Moragad.
Looking very free and fluid here. She's channeling whatever it takes to stay loose in the rallies. It's not going to be easy to do that the way Shin Yubin's been playing.
Long 2.
Nice long push to get into the rally quickly. Chun Yi's taken control since the start of this game.
Again, containing, and it's that extra bit of oomph there. So subtle with the backhand, as basically all of the Chinese women are.
Full commitment on the step around, a little fortune. Shin Yubin's able to put it away.
Big compound movement there. There's the twinkle toes. Got a bit of fortune, yes, but still, big compound movement.
Is twinkle toes fast footwork?
Yeah.
Oh, cool. I like it.
Yeah.
It's also TT, our favorite sport.
There we go.
fluid, that wrist, a lot of it on that backhand. No hesitation from Chun Yi.
You see a lot of shovel serves from the top Asian women, especially at this level. It creates some reverse spin, and it's a little bit easier to execute than a reverse pendulum.
Yeah, I'd say quite a bit. Interestingly enough, the reverse pendulum, a serve that taller players tend to use, Sofia Polkanova, but Chun Yi not so much. And Du Hoi Kim pulled out some incredible ones this week.
Yeah. I think she has my favorite reverse pendulum, Du Hoi Kim.
Nice, I'll see if I can get that for you from her. 5-1 here, Chun Yi at the first towel break in a good position. Continuing with that momentum.
Well. The table has turned.
Any changes you've noticed in her game to set this up?
Not right now. No, not particularly.
We've got some time.
Have you?
A little bit off the net. The answer is yes.
Okay.
For me, what I've seen is I feel like she's being very deliberate about keeping it deep and making sure that she sort of sets the tone of the rally. She's not allowing Shin Yubin to make the opening attack from anywhere comfortable. That's how it seems. For example, this is a half-long serve that Shin Yubin can only play at about 70% with spin. So now it's Chun Yi who says, okay, it's open, I'm going for it. And it's been that way ever since. Almost every rally, she just seems very confident. There's little hesitation. There's clear determination. First point where I didn't feel that way. The first shot from Chun Yi in this rally was a little bit lukewarm. Shin Yubin steals it on the receive with a heavy spin shot. Could Chun Yi have really driven that? Maybe. She's been going for it, but that time she didn't. She played more cautiously.
Yeah. Ooh.
Wow, a bit of defense doesn't look like it. Yeah, she's far from the table, but she is counterattacking non-stop for a while, Chun Yi.
Harassing Chen Yi there off the bounce. Lovely one down the line as well from Shin Yubin, but I was impressed with the blocking. You don't often see Chen Yi in that position, but she held her own.
Yeah, it was quite active blocking, you could say, counters even, until that last fishing shot found the net. It's a towel break, but it feels close to a time for a timeout after quite a lead in this. She was up, what, 6-1?
Yeah.
And now it's 7-5. That's a major shift in momentum. If it weren't a towel break right now, I think she probably would have called the timeout. If Shin Yubin gets one more point, I would be shocked if there wasn't a conversation on the Chinese side. Well, now the touch game, the push. Yeah.
Here we go.
Slow it down a little bit. Easier said than done. Shin Yubin right now is eating everything that comes her way. When she's got time, she's got the answer.
Chen Yi trying to play some slower spins again. That's the recipe for success. Shin Wei instructed, but Shin Yubin's timing relentless. Off the bounce, wonderful technique.
And all level after being down 1-6. It's tied. It's 7-7. Shin Yubin momentum. A deep push, and she still turns and puts that away. That was one crazy turn and rip.
Contacting the ball near the top of the racket. Top spin on the serve. Chen Yi couldn't quite nullify it. Third ball kill from Shin Yubin. Look at that momentum.
7 of the last 8 points for Shin Yubin, and she's in front. Big point for Chun Yi. Needed that. I think we all know what it feels like when you're having, whether it's a day or just some period of time where you feel like you can't do anything right, and then someone gives you a big compliment and you take it all the way to the bank. It just inspires you. That's what that point was for Chun Yi. Let's see if she continues. But the momentum remains. Shin Yubin's.
Beautiful flick here. Not so much topspin on it. It was awkward for Chen Yi to deal with. Coming around the side. Beautiful receive. Well, now.
It is 2 game points for a 3-0 lead. Ham Sori would love to see this story go 3-0. If she can close the door to this game, It's tough to cause this sort of discomfort on Chun Yi's side. You could hear it in the conversation with Xu Hui. Again, Chun Yi is a brilliant person and an incredible player, and she's got a lot of feelings. She expressed many of those, but right now, Xin Yubin has 2 game points. Sneaks it past, slow and spinny on the first, and a drive to where the purple lines meet to win it.
It was well placed from Xin Yubin here. She didn't overthink it though, Chen.
Time out.
Extended rally, and Chun Yi handles everything from the short shovel serve to the slow spin at the start, and what an exchange.
Unbelievable, battling for positioning, Xin playing 2 out the crossover, trying to slow the game down to protect herself for time and space, but Chun Yi, more resilience.
And now we've got deuce. Alternating serves until one player has a 2-point lead to take the game. Comes just a little bit long. Chun Yi is there with the cleanup forehand, and she earns a game point of her own. She could cash in that timeout from 7-6 up. Trying to stay loose, Xin Yubin shaking that hand out. Nerves hold up. Oh,
Well,
timing. No question about this one. Double happiness there. But into the middle, Xin Yubin shuts it down.
It depends what happened in that serve-receive game. So obviously, the Chinese coach feels as though Chun Yi can recover a little bit quicker and more consistently forehand to forehand than Xin Yubin.
I think he thinks that's the stronger fight. There's a great example of a forehand that's as fast as a flash of light. Little help off the net there. Acknowledging the fortune, Chun Yi. Well now, placement on this, wingspan and footwork tested.
Very clever shot there from Xin Yubin, something different.
This reminds me of Du Hoi Kem against Sabina Winter so many times. This guide out to the wide forehand corner was very effective. Long fast serve, and Xin Yubin patiently there, spins it back deep for the win. Chiquita, but the side spin didn't bother Xin Yubin at all.
Incredible. What a read there from Xin Yubin. Let's have a look at this again. Yeah.
Right into that pocket, too. This is a tough day at work for Chun Yi. One of 2 still carrying the Chinese flag here. The other, Wang Yidi, you'll have a chance to see later on this evening versus Miwa Harimoto. A rematch, which is very interesting because Wang Yidi at 28 is very much a big sister on the team, a late bloomer, you could say, blooming about 4 years ago. Miwa Harimoto still on her way up. That said, Chun Yi right now, 1 point in the right direction.
2-4.
Slow spin, shallow Xin Yubin.
5.
The change of rhythm here, the constant variation in depth has been incredibly effective. You could see Chun Yi leaning in for that. It's tough to keep your balance and still get the trajectory you want with your swing. A good pressure on this one. It comes clear of the table, and Chun Yi gets what she wanted.
I think that's the most improved area of Xin Yubin's game for me, the variation. Learning when not to always attack and flick and slowing things down from time to time. And I wonder whether, you know, playing in the Chinese Super League helped her, or whether it was just an area that she knew she had to improve anyway. Probably the latter.
Yeah, it tends to be something that I've seen from young stars, Felix, Lin Shidong, Fan Zhendong. that there's power, there's aggression, there's a fearlessness to young players, but learning the timing and that there are just so many different ways to win a point and be unpredictable. That comes with experience. And in some senses, the older you get, when you start to slow down and you're playing people that just seem to have unlimited energy, you're not going to beat them on energy alone. You're going to have to outthink them. And that's what makes this game so incredible to play and exciting to watch.
Well said.
Thanks. 6 serving, nope, 4 serving 6. Less well said.
5-6.
Tightening it up here. Remember, no timeouts left, and they still have a long way to go in this best of 7.
It's astonishing.
What angle to pull that push. This is Timo against Chen Wei-Shing. This is under pressure, just something crazy out of nowhere. Most players would have been in panic mode. Ripped, recovered, net recovered, deep push, and Shin Yu-bin goes completely wide to the backhand. What confidence and control in a moment like that.
When we talk about feeling, it's not all about the chop blocks and the snakes and whatnot. As fun as that is to watch, also the awareness and the soft hands in that kind of situation. That's feeling right there from Shin.
Oh,
8-5.
break off the net here. Chun Yi wasn't able to get forward on that. Was already moving sideways and couldn't change her movement direction. Otherwise, she might have had a chance. We've seen crazier things happen. Shin Yu-bin now with a 4-point lead. She had 2 game points last game for a 3-0 lead. She's 2 points away from a 3-1 lead. Heavy side on the pendulum. Big moments to come. Long serve, but it didn't fool Shin Yu-bin. She was right there and ready.
Maybe Chen Yi there just a little bit overly keen to finish the point early, wasn't quite prepared for what came back. Understand it with the scoreboard as it is.
And the slow spinning shot. Shin Yu-bin is playing an incredibly high percentage. So Fraser, what do you think it's going to take for Chun Yi to survive?
Well, I got some tactics wrote down here,
1-0.
and I want to know what you think about them, Adam.
Sure.
I feel as though Chen Yi has just a slightly stronger touch game. I think she's a little bit more proactive against the half-long balls, and is better at countering heavy topspin.
1-all.
And I feel as though Shin Yu-bin is a little bit more vulnerable against placement change.
You know what I think? I think everything you wrote down at the time you wrote it down was true.
But now it's different.
Watching this match, in almost every area that was mentioned, Shin Yu-bin has shown us that she is just dominating the scoreboard, the rallies in the spin game, the variation, adaptability, and touch. So, yeah, for when you wrote that, that was 100% I'm on the same page.
2-all.
So my answer is the opposite.
And I am 100% on the same page.
High five.
Boom. Jinx. No, you can talk. Those are good observations, and it's just really impressive that Shin Yu-bin has upped her game so much. It's uncomfortable when all the answers you normally have, all the advantages you normally have are shut. Chun Yi, if you're her coach or you're her, you might have A, B, C, and D as options to pick fights that you should win in this head-to-head, but most of them aren't options right now. From time to time, that step-around forehand on the parallel has paid off, but it hasn't been easy to earn that opportunity. Shovel serve, push from the base, or to the baseline rather, sits up a little above net height.
I wouldn't be surprised if Chen Yi sticks to her guns, tries to keep going forehand to forehand as much as possible across. It depends on what Shin Yu-bin serves up and where she plays the receives and whatnot. Let's see what happens here. 3-all.
Beautiful inside the baseline. I'm just thinking about the crowd here. If I'm watching this and I'm a fan from China, I think I know not to take it personally. It's just that when one country dominates a sport so much, everybody's hungry for a hero to come through. A little bit of change. And it's not Chun Yi's fault. None of us choose where we're born. That said, we have two incredible athletes fighting, dead even here in game number 5.
Ball 5.
Solid receive here from Xin Yubin. Again, Chen Yi going for that long, fast serve to the backhand. She's not had a great success rate with that. Long, fast serve to backhand.
That top spin with the follow through to make it look like under. A little bit of a kicker. Xin Yubin knows this drill well. The start of this rally, Xin Yubin keeping it constantly unpredictable, pressure wide. That's a wonderful reaction escape from Chun Yi.
Yeah, Xin playing for positioning, and she knew then she could play the backhand from middle because the angles were cut off, but wonderful resilience again from Chen Yi, the 6th seed.
First one clips the net, Xin Yubin recovers it. The next one hugs the net, and it's Xin Yubin's point. A lot of deep spin on both sides here, keeping it baseline. There are times when you think about players that have steamrolled opponents that seem unstoppable until they meet somebody who has the answers. Du Hoi Kim against Mima Ito after Mima Ito steamrolled Team China. And a lot of it was spinning it deep backhand to backhand. Just saying. Working for that forehand, working for the big opening shot. This is what I saw from Chun Yi to go up 6-1 in game number 2.
Yeah, sounds right.
Yeah, very free.
7-all.
And it's not always the first player to attack who necessarily has the advantage. It really depends on the quality of the attack, the positioning, and many other factors. But both of these players right now, it seems, are fighting for that opening, initiative-taking attack. And again,
7.
and these are some short rallies. The women's game, we see a lot of backhand-to-backhand exchanges. This is a lot of turning forehand finishes.
So imposing from Xin, as aggressive as possible.
And few are tall standing next to Chun Yi, but Xin Yubin is way taller than average. Only to say that taller players tend to favor the backhand because it's more efficient and they can cover more of the table with it without having to recover. And both of these players are playing forehand winners. Look at the side spin on that ball. Yep, Yi Shanghao, team doctor, always supporting. The team spirit in Team China is just amazing.
9.
This is the freedom I think that Chun Yi needs to find wherever she can. And it's the minutia, the short game details that allows her the opportunity. She took that while it was still on the rise.
We saw her ability to come back at the United States Smash, what, 3-0 down against Hina Hayata?
Crazy. And again,
8.
serve and set up forehand attack. Chun Yi has had some tough battles. Every single match she's played so far has come down to the decider here in Montpellier. And it's 2 game points to send it to a 6th for the 6th seed. Well, she went for it. And it's Xin Yubin saving a game point with a 2nd serve to come. Finds the
10
net,
all.
saves a second game point. It happened to her, and she's returned the favor, but it's not over yet. Alternating serves. We either have a match winner or we get a game 6 with Chun Yi and Shin Yubin. A look here at the serves, 12% better. Shin Yubin 63 to 51. Well, now a coin toss won by Chun Yi. As we saw that serve percentage, it really could have gone either way. And an extended rally, which is odd considering the points we've seen recently.
Wonderful connection from Chun Yi. Third game point.
The forehand does it.
10.
Opening backhand, and Chun Yi
Game to Chen.
takes it right back. See what happens game 6.
Long
Shallow
one.
spin, a taste of her own medicine. Shin Yubin as Chun Yi very thinly brushes that ball.
Don't act like I've got a crystal ball or anything, Adam, but I just have a feeling that if this goes to a decider, Chun Yi would come out on top. Just a feeling.
1-all.
She's so good in the deciders.
On paper coming into this, I think by many statistics, world rankings, recent results, Chun Yi would have a lot of the fan vote. That forehand comes out. I want to go back to that water break where Xu Hui, even if you speak no Mandarin at all, just looking at his hands, it was almost like he was trying to hypnotize her, to relax her. He did a lot of wiggly fingers. It was like, calm, stay loose.
Enjoy this process.
Yeah, and when she is loose, we've seen what she can do. How many times did she step around? How many short rallies did we have from halfway through last game until the end? Yeah, there were flashes where Shin Yubin was able to get through, but Chun Yi took control of the second half of the game, especially, well, the last 2 points.
And Shin Yubin, as a result of Chun Yi getting more success into that crossover section, is trying to play a few more backhands now. Just a little bit less forehand bias. But Chun Yi still going toe-to-toe and bettering her in that trade. Great start from the Chinese player.
4-2.
I think there are plenty of reasons that your non-crystal ball feeling could be justified in terms of momentum, after all. When you're trailing 1-3 and you come back to a decider, you've got that going for you. And we've seen Chun Yi every time in a decider win so far. I can't wait to see the percentages. If we get a game 7 as a spectator, that'd be wonderful.
Yeah.
Oh, the power in that one. Just when you thought it couldn't be hit any harder, Shin Yubin says, watch this.
And a charming smile from Chun Yi. She knew that was world class from Shin Yubin.
One to the middle, right into the elbow. Okay, yep, you good, you good. I see you, girl. Ooh,
4-all.
headshot and resume, please.
Stinger there for Shin.
Yeah, I think it probably cleared that one bead of sweat that we were watching earlier and not thinking about. Shin Yubin, all right, she's like, I'm fine, I'm good.
Took it like a champ.
Always does. I'm okay.
4-all.
Ooh, top of the net.
5.
I was just thinking from a point standpoint, if it doesn't hit you in the open eye, you'll take welt after welt, headshots to the side of your head. It's a good trade. Get the point. Tough time there for Shin Yubin, trailing by 1 here. That extra strength,
5-all.
the weight room. I think people often forget, we don't watch these women in the weight room. We don't watch the pros doing their workout routines. It doesn't mean they're not there on the regular.
Let 5-all. Set. 5-all.
Net but no table. It's Chun Yi's point. This gets very interesting. Shin Yubin wants nothing to do with the game number 7. I like that positivity, coming back ready. And she did, but Chun Yi with the finishing touch this time around. It's not the first time we've seen her play an inside-out forehand.
No, around the net backhand that time from Shin Yubin. Such feeling from Chun Yi. To pivot and play that takes so much doing. Wow.
Risky shot, but it pays off. It's a 2-point lead for Chun Yi on receive. Wow, fast and flat there. That counter punch, you could hear the sound. It was a knock on the door.
Taking a leaf out of the Diaz handbook right there. Adriana Diaz in fantastic form, taking out the United States Smash champion, the woman who beat Chun Yi in the final in Vegas, Ju Yu Ling.
A lot of power from both of these players when they open up. Shin Yubin, I've always thought of as a wonderful, evenly balanced, two-winged attacker who's fast, but the strength that I'm seeing out here, it just looks like, it just makes me think about the weight room. When she gets open, she can really deliver some power right now, and it's tied, it's 7 apiece. And that one forehand showed the power, but the next 2 shots, the one before it and the one after, I should say, slowed down, spun behind the net. There's the power, side and top spin, soft arcing spin that drops out.
An irregular transition for Chun Yi to have to make as a result of that placement.
Stay calm, he says. Don't rush. Now this is back to the timeout that Chun Yi had.
Yes.
When she was told, slow it down, spin it more. That's what Shin Yubin has been succeeding in. You could feel her going back to that tactic in this rally. And Shin Yubin stayed calm throughout, wasn't phased. Exactly what the coach ordered. 2-point lead, 2 big serves here for Shin Yubin. Oh, wow, stolen. Lock your bikes, because that right there was just completely ripped off the rack. It was inside the baseline. Her right leg was under the table, and it was a parallel.
Took it like some loose change, Chun Yi. And we got a prize pool of $500,000 US here.
9-all.
Well, in terms of change, she just took 2 points on receive to level it out. Good opening spin, getting way low. Look how active the legs were from Chun Yi in that point. Remember, the table doesn't move with the player. And points won on serve, 51% to 60. Chun Yi with the last 2 serve combination in this game.
Net. 9-all.
If things go the way they have been going, we get deuce. That down the line backhand sets up match point. Shin Yubin has been close, but this is different. 1 point. Get her to turn, hit her in the pocket. To take down Chun Yi, 4 games to 2 in an explosive forehand-to-forehand counter loop rally. The drive, Shin Yubin has been in